at least he's going to be remembered for the first gold medal of these championships. Then we're on to the junior men's road race over 130 kilometres as the atmosphere is building up for the weekend's top two events, the elite women's race and the elite men's event. A lot of starters, as always, in the junior race.
8 laps, 130 kilometres and 171 riders over the opening laps. It was absolute chaos. Everybody fighting to stay towards the front. And I have to tell you one thing, the Australians were looking to put in a good performance in this event.
Australians, Bruce McIntosh, Darren Rolfe, Jean Bates and Adrian Laidler were the four making up the squad. As we watch the big field again thinning out as they start the only serious climb on the course. One rider there on the far side with his hand up wants a bit of service, as to the Americans. This is William Fishcorn of the USA, a back wheel for him.
In a championship like this, if you have an incident early on in a junior event, it's very difficult to get yourself back into the race because it is so fast. And the opening lap, in fact, of this junior race was a run-off at 44 kilometers an hour. But still, there were lots and lots of incidents at the back of the main field. This is Marek Rukiewicz from Poland. He too was having problems with his rear wheel.
Well, the course voted, I think, by everyone as excellent. A really good course in a country which, of course, is cycling crazy. And plenty of atmosphere too for these riders to excel, as they found the hill though a little bit hard, especially if you had to make a stop to change your back wheel. But there's plenty of action on the front, the pressure being put on a lot by the United States. This is Habta Woldesmon who's trying to get away, as again riders in trouble there. Hirotaka Ando of Japan are not enjoying the descents there.
A lot of riders making serious efforts to stay in contact on the descent, in fact taking one too many risks, and a lot of accidents happened there out on the course. But still the attacks came thick and fast, everybody trying to break the stranglehold at the front of this group. And you can see as we go around the corners the speed that some of these riders are going down, and in fact if you go too quickly you can just lose it as easily as this young man did from Belarus.
Well, at least everybody missed him, and that's a relief. Calder Fernandez of Spain, he's also had a problem. And they seem to be falling thick and fast here, giving the crowd quite a treat on the climbs, as once again another rider here from Portugal, I think it is, on the floor.
Lots of riders going down. It's because they're taking so many risks to try and stay at the front. It's hard to believe that we're actually on the climb at the moment, and the big attack coming from one of the South African riders there, trying to get himself into a position to try and go off the front of this main field. But nobody really managed to open up much of a gap in the early part of this course because of the speed of the event, Phil. As I said, 44 kilometers an hour in the early part, and again crashes going down. A Danish rider has gone off the road here as well. All of this is on the descent where riders are taking risks, trying to stay in the top 10 or 15 places.
Danish rider there looking a little bit stunned as he seemed to hit his head as he came down, but all well. He got back on his bike, and it was the Belarus rider here, it was Lazimir Autka. And again another mass pile-up, as this so often does happen in the junior men's road race, Paul. Why is that?
They're just taking so many risks. They're very nervous. For many of them it's the first time they've had to go to the World Championships, and they take risks to try and stay in the front. And then when they get a little bit tired, all it takes is a movement at the back of the field, and then somebody gets taken down. And in fact it looks as if somebody is fairly seriously injured there. One of the riders from Belarus, I think, is being evacuated and taken to hospital.
Well, back at the front there was still plenty of action. The United States colours never far away from the action, neither the all blue of the Italian team either, as once more the attacks were being launched now by Ruslan Kayumov of Russia.
But always the Italians there, Phil, present. This is Damiano Cunego who's at the front here, putting the pressure on this climb. The Italians have been training here on this course. They've been looking for the ideal opportunity, and they realised that this is where the action has to be taken, and that is why Cunego has gone off the front, and he's putting everybody else into his wake.
A medalist in the earlier time trial, Kayumov, looking over his shoulder, a sure sign he's been beaten by the man who's attacked him there, Damiano Cunego, who now was heading towards the junior world title, and Kayumov was just hoping he could hang on now to claim a silver medal.
He's trying very hard just to stay in contact, but the great thing about the Italians when they ride at the World Championships, Phil, is they ride as a solid block. It doesn't matter who wins as long as it's an Italian. That's why the Forza Azzurro is always there when it comes to the World Championships. And once again, the Italians looking here at a very good chance of another gold medal, as Damiano Cunego is in the streets already of Verona looking for the finish line.
And gold medals by these youngsters coming through, really putting the pressure on the men, I would suspect, in Sunday's big professional road race over 260 plus kilometres. and still trying to get back on terms. There was Kayamov of Russia once over the top of the climb. It's an 8-kilometer chase down to the finishing line, but Cunego just managed to hang on with a great piece of time trialing and a huge applause from the partisan crowd. Gold medal to Damiano Cunego, Ruslan Kayamov over in second place. All that remained was to see who would take the sprint for third.
The Italians having a field day here at this championships, organised in their own back garden here in Verona. A second gold medal for them, with Damiano Cunego, a perfectly timed attack on the slopes of the Torricelli. He managed to hold on just to a slight advantage down to the finish line, but perfectly timed once again. And I have to say, the Azzurro squad is going to be very happy now. 2 gold medals, and still the big championship to come on Sunday, the men's professional road race, where they reckon Francesco Casagrande has also got a superb chance to win.
And the kisses to the sky from Damiano Cunego as he came home as the gold medal. But I must confess, the Italians now beginning to enjoy the championships, with far too many crashes in this Junior World Championship. But again, another race on this course that everybody has said has brought the best out of these world titles. A very aggressive race, a course which again shows that if you're willing to attack very early, you can succeed, and that might be a pointer to the top 2 races coming up for the weekend.